Welcome to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz. I'll be guiding you on this journey today, switching it up from what I normally do, but this has been something that's been just like a birdie that's been flying around my head for weeks now. I'm just finally getting around to actually doing something about it, but doing readings by like your favorite color, at least for this series. And like in part, the reason why it took so long is like having to go through my decks and separate them by color. So anyway, I just kept thinking though of black to start. So that's what we're doing. I have two oracle decks here. I have two tarot decks as well. The names of them will be in the description. But I also just really quick wanted to give just some information on like the color psychology for each, and the themes that come through with the color black are power, confidence, luxury, sophistication, mystery, and intrigue. Even mourning too, because, like when you do go to a funeral or like when there's events that are more on the sad, side, you wear the color black. Also, some of the things that I was thinking of is, I guess even along the same lines of like luxury is sleek and modern. Also what I was thinking of is like outlines and shadowing. Of course, black can be associated with like the shadow side of things, which I don't really see as being a negative. I think it's depth. And again, even just the mysterious part of things. But I was thinking of like shadowing in regards to tattoos, and again, even how that adds depth and dimension to things, right? And really, that really can only be achieved with the color black or with, a darker color. And then I was also thinking of outlines, and that made me think of boundaries. Because the other thing is like now all of a sudden, like now all this stuff is like going through my head, but black doesn't really reflect, right? Unless it is like highly polished, but there's absorbing quality to it, and even maybe protection, armor. And the last thing I will say is even like how on this card is probably a good example, and even with the white too, how it almost amplifies the other colors that are around it. And again, like truly in a way that you can't really do with any other color other than black. Okay, last thing, like space in general, right? Because I mean, there is like a total darkness or blackness out in, outer space without the presence of, the sun or other stars. Interesting. So, if your favorite color is black, and if there's anything else that you associate with the color black, I would love if you dropped it in the comments. Like if I didn't mention something, or just something that even like what you love about the color black. I used to, for the longest time, wear almost nothing except for black. I'm a Cancer rising. And, you know, like if you've ever seen those videos on TikTok or Instagram or whatever that, you know, they go by your rising sign for like how to dress or whatever. And like Cancer risings are like usually talking about bright colors and you know, kind of nurturing, welcoming, you know, like attracting colors. And like everybody in the comments is usually like, I wear exclusively black. And like I said, like up until a couple of years ago, that was also me. But, you know, I don't know, something changed. I started wearing more colors. So anyway, we're going to pull a couple oracle cards, but actually I'm going to do that after we get, here, where can I, if you can see the area surrounding this, like just with my other work. So we're going to pull four cards. We're going to clarify each one of those as well with an additional card. So that's why we have 2 tarot decks here. The first card is going to be the current energy, what's currently surrounding you, what's currently, you know, the situation that you're focusing on. We have the 4 of Cups. I need a place to, oh, I'm not even done with this deck yet. Sorry. Okay, second card is what is hidden, like what is behind this situation, or maybe that you don't want to face or that you don't want to give attention to. What is hidden? The 9 of Pentacles. I know there's a glare on there. I'll move things around. The third card is what is the energy that's coming in? Or even like what is the energy that is shifting? The Knight of Wands, and what is the guidance or the action or the next step? The Ace of Pentacles, beautiful. Okay. Oh, we have the angel number cards here. Pull an overall vibe. 23. You have a zest for life and you are eager to experience anything and everything possible. You love change and excitement and need both to feel truly alive. For you, life is an adventure to be lived to the fullest. I am adventurous. That's adventurous. Okay. All right. Let's get clarifying cards. Let's clarify the 4 of Cups for current energy. That is too many. Hilarious. We have the 4 of Cups, clarifying the 4 of Cups. Let's clarify the 9 of Pentacles. For what's hidden, we have the Knight of Cups. What's coming in or changing. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse, interesting, and then the guidance for the Ace of Pentacles. The King of Cups, okay. All right, let me just get my shit together. As I forget to pull from or clarify for the Oracle card. Playing the breakup, mental loops, guilt over analysis. Okay, now let me get my shit together. Okay, sorry about that glare. Absolutely hilarious though that we have the Four of Cups clarified by the Four of Cups. I mean, truly, like the odds of that happening from two different decks, that's just how you know. You know, that there is a specific energy, a specific vibe around, and the Four of Cups talks about boredom, lethargy, disappointment. It's really just not being satisfied with the options that are being presented to you, or even what you perceive those options to be. Cups have to do with our emotions. So it's how you're feeling in your environment, how you're feeling in your situation, how you're feeling in yourself, in your relationships. It's also even something that will have an effect on your intuition and how you connect with it, how you hear it, the lens that you are experiencing your intuition through as well. It is like pretty humdrum. It's even being a little skeptical or wary over any potential opportunity that does present itself to you, because usually, and it's at least like it's shown more in this representation of the Four of Cups, versus like in this representation of the Four of Cups, this person is kind of in the middle, and almost too like trying to stretch themselves to each cup. So there could even be this feeling of like stretching yourself too thin, and that could even be affecting your emotional capacity, even your emotional capacity in your relationships, in your own life, right? It's like literally being in like survival mode and giving enough energy, because it's literally like all that you have, to these different areas of your life. But I started to say, with this depiction of the Four of Cups, there is usually in the traditional tarot a cup that is being offered to you, but the person on the card is focused on the three cups that are in front of them, and just really not being all that enthused with what is being offered, or what is available even in those cups. But it's the fact that it's there though. So it's interesting that in the section of like what is hidden, or like what you're not seeing, or like even what you're potentially avoiding, or that like you just don't, again, like have the energy to want to examine. We have the Nine of Pentacles and we have the Knight of Cups. And this is truly a fruitful opportunity. It's, maybe there is a lack of opportunity or offerings coming into you. It's like this feeling of, it's almost like not wanting to dream bigger. It's like keeping yourself small, or it could even be avoiding that you really are not satisfied either like monetarily, because spheres of course have to do with, or pentacles have to do with money, security, stability, your physical energy, how that's being utilized, how it's even being acknowledged or appreciated. It's your physical health, your body. independence with a 9 of Pentacles. That's like the, financial freedom card. That is being independent and being able to rely on yourself. And it's also, nines are individual completion. So it's reaching a level where you feel stable and you feel comfortable. You have the luxuries that you want to have around you, right? The Knight of Cups is offers. It's leading with your heart. There's a bit of delusion that even goes in with the Knight of Pentacles. Like, that's my Delulu card. It really is like putting yourself out there. And again, like, this is the section of what you're not seeing, or the things that are hidden, or again, what you could be avoiding or just not wanting to look at. And it's like, are you keeping yourself small? Are you avoiding putting yourself out there? And is that because your current energy, it's like missing a spark? It's, it's not depression. Like, what is that? I'm going to have to Google it. Let's see. It might be anhedonia. It's like just, and in part, it could be in part because of the state of the fucking world right now. Like you could be in a feeling that like it's really hard to gauge too far ahead because things change really fast. Maybe you have also found yourself in situations where your stability was affected. And it's like, it's hard to get excited about, and especially again with the double 4 of Cups action here, it's like, it's hard to get excited about a potential opportunity that is in front of you. But also still, though, underneath all of that, it's this concern or this focus on your security and your independence and your ability to take care of yourself. And also this desire for that opportunity to come in, or feeling like it's almost like you're wanting to be in a place where you have the stability and the security, but you also love what you're doing, right? It's like this overall feeling of like literally just getting your vibe back in your life. And we can even see that with what is coming in, because we have the Knight of Wands that is clarified by the Queen of Wands in the reverse. I don't shuffle reversals into my decks, so if the card comes out in the reverse, of course we keep it in the reverse. But I also think that it's interesting here too that the Oracle card that came out is I Am Adventurous, and these two top positions are, it's like it's feeling a lack of adventure. It's feeling a lack of spark. It's even, maybe there just isn't something that you want to put your energy into, because that could even be the Knight of Cups, because I was saying, right, like leading with your heart, but it's also something that you love and something that you are excited about. But also with it being with the 9 of Pentacles, you want it to give something back to you. You want it to be a practical solution in your life. So what's hidden or like what's underneath could be causing, of course, this 4 of Cups energy here, a lack of opportunities, a lack of offers. Really focusing on what stability is for you, and even like how you want that to come in with the Knight of Cups. How would that look like for you? what would it take for you to feel stable? And also, like, what would it take for you to muster up some delulu and really like step outside your comfort zone and even, face where there is, like cracks within that stability. And I'm mentioning those things in relation to the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Again, in relation to this, I am adventurous. Again, it says you have a zest for life and you are eager to experience anything and everything possible. You love change and excitement and need both to feel truly alive. For you, life is an adventure to be lived to the fullest, And then to clarify that, we have replaying the breakup, mental loops, guilt over analysis. And I think I kind of mentioned somewhere in there before that, maybe you have been in prior situations that you did feel stable or you felt good, or, it's almost like you had an excitement around something that could even, have to do with work or even like your daily routine, even around your health. Like, I'm sure that we can all remember a period of time in our lives where like we had all of our shit together. We were on a good routine. We were, we loved, at least liked, like cause I'm not the type of person, I don't dream of labor. I just don't. If it feels like work, I hate it, but that's, so anyway, that's why I'm like kind of like phrasing things that way. But it's like, you had a job that you felt really great about and loved going to. It didn't suck the life out of you, you, again, right. You had like a good daily routine, morning routine, night routine, getting movement in, you were social, you were all of these like different things. I'm like literally even just like going through my own life as I'm like talking about this out loud. And there's something here in the current energy with the double Four of Cups that you had to have taken a couple rough blows to those things. And I mean, again, we can even see that like maybe it does have to do with relationships. Maybe it could have to do, of course, like with your sense of security, stability, confidence in yourself, because the first thing that I heard with the Queen of Wands in reverse is a lack of confidence. And the Knight of Wands, it's not even confidence, it's literally delusion. But like where the Knight of Cups is more limerent, that type of, delusion. It's even like the thing of like romanticizing your life. It's not negative by any means. Okay. Those are just the examples that I can like come up with in my head. The Knight of Wands is like delusion in the sense of like impulse or just YOLO, like it's almost like fucking around and finding out, but it's like in the sense of trying things to see what happens. It's like, throwing a noodle against a wall to see if it sticks, right? Like, I mean, you wouldn't know until you did it. And Knights are a bit more, I want to say focused. Did I use that word before? Interesting. Because I don't know, all of a sudden I'm like, is there a lack of focus here? But, like pages are more just try anything, whatever, they're really not going to attach themselves to any one direction, any one ideal, like any one feeling. It's just playing with the energy of the suit. The Knight is more like, I'm going to, like, it's like you've chosen, quote unquote, let me put quotes around these things. It's like you've chosen a direction, or you've landed on something, and it's about expansion. It's about learning more about it. It's about, really focusing, like really seeing what plays out, or like what comes through for you. Wands are about adventure, creativity, passion. I also see wands as being information by way of experience, because that's what you get by trying things. You figure out what works, what doesn't work, what do you like, what don't you like, and all of those things become more clear. Like, clarity in general comes from the act of doing, of trying. But with this Queen of Wands in the reverse, there's like the wobble in there is confidence. Because this is the energy of what's coming in. Like, if this is what you are potentially avoiding, or just not wanting to see, or not wanting to address, this is what will shift that for you, what will, kind of break you out of that. And it really feels like doing before you feel ready, because I can assure you that we rarely feel ready, especially when it comes to taking action, especially when it comes to, like stepping outside of your comfort zone, especially when you don't feel confident. But it's like, it's literally like transmuting an energy. And especially too, that again, going back to this double Four of Cups here, and the cards underneath it are double wands. It's like putting a lot of oomph into getting yourself moving. Even if it is like literal like movement in your own house. Like, is it called like somatic movement? Let me Google. Like, it's really gentle, but like qigong, or not is it chai tea? Chai tea, girl. Tai chi. God. But like it's gentle movement, but it is movement. And it is like to just shake up the energy. And in like some of these exercises or these movements are literally shaking your body, or, gentle, hops or jumps or swinging your arms. Like, maybe that would be something to look up. But it's like, you really don't need the confidence to start doing it. And especially since these two are together, it feels like the confidence will come back, because I have no doubt that with the Queen of Wands out here, even in the reverse, that at some point, like, you did feel highly confident. And again, like I said, it's like everything was feeling good, like at some point. But it's allowing yourself to act before you feel ready. And that clarity will come, the energy will show up, the drive will show up as well. Also too, it like focusing your energy, your attention on something else. It's almost like that idle mind is a devil's playground. Like, if you don't have something to put your energy into, it does create feelings of lethargy, boredom. It's not like, making yourself so busy that you can't like brood, or like you can't sit around and feel disappointed or whatever. But it is recognizing that truly, like, the thing that is going to help shift your emotions. And we can see that over here with the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Cups, is by doing. Because the guidance or the advice here is really like recognizing that you are that bitch. Like, truly, like that's like how it feels to me, that opportunities are available for you to feel secure and even to connect with your intuition. Even when, it's recognizing that there might be stories, there might be concerns, anxiety, whatever that could be clogging or affecting the way that you connect to your intuition. But it is like it's allowing yourself to find opportunities, create routines, put yourself out there. Even just like focusing on your own like self-care. Even, with this replaying the breakup, mental loops, guilt over analysis, it's allowing yourself to work through whatever this Four of Cups is for you. Whether it is based on, a prior situation, or if it is based on just series of disappointments that have happened, or just, again, like just not having anything to like look forward to, or anything that is like all that exciting that you have an emotional investment in, or like an emotional charge towards. The wands over here is like, you got to get yourself moving, you got to get yourself going, you got to put yourself out there, you got to like break yourself out of the cycle, or break yourself out of like your own like glass case of emotions type of thing. And we can see, I love how we have the Nine of Pentacles with the Knight of Cups and what is hidden. And then like literally the guidance is the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Like this feels like a progression, even though, we're going from a 9 to a 1. But this is almost like, reaching a point of satisfaction, or like you got to a place that you were satisfied with, or that you felt successful in. And it's time to, it's like deep down, or like, internally, that you want more and that you're capable of more. And over here with the Knight of Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands in the reverse, it feels like it's literally a matter of taking action towards that dream, that knowing. And the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Cups is like confirmation that exists. Like the more that you want, or the thing that you want, or the security that you want, does exist here. And maybe it is going to be found in a different opportunity, because we have an ace here. Kings are the highest expression of the suit. There's healing and emotional maturity and emotional regulation there. There's very much being like connected to your intuition and following it. And I also, again, like even just to kind of drive the point home here as we're like wrapping things up, you'll be able to recognize that, and you'll be able to see the direction that you need to head in, or you'll be able to recognize the opportunity as soon as you start doing. And as soon as, we kind of turn off this old story. Because like, what's that saying? Like, if you are living in the past, you're fearful. If you're living too far in the future, you're anxious. And if you're living in the present, you're calm. because all you have to worry about is like what's right in front of you. What is the next decision? But if we're thinking too far ahead, then that kind of forces us to rely on past experience. So it's this, tug of war between, this is what happened before, and I mean, literally having no evidence that will happen again because it hasn't yet. Very cool. Very cool. I love this. So yeah, if your favorite color is black, I hope that this message resonated for you. Thank you so much. I will talk to you soon. Bye.